Okay, we're back at TB's on part 5 probably of this here session on making arrows. Still working on the arrows this evening. This is a new arrow that I'm going to have to cut off a few inches off from, but first, this here is the piece I'm going to use on this arrow for gluing the knock on. I'll have to work that down when I cut that off. But I wanted to show you what I used on these 1/4 inch arrows when I want to put a field head on. I use a SKS. That's it slips right over this 1/4 inch rod, and you can glue that on there with 8 glue or whatever kind of glue archery glue, whatever kind of glue you want to use, doesn't matter. Now, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to break this cap loose, put some goop to it right now, and put an arrow head on this here particular arrow. I still have not found my favorite tool in the world, thank you very much. That didn't hold it. My multi-tool, I'm still missing. I don't know what become of it, but it's missing, and that's the favorite tool I got to find. If I don't find it, I'm going to buy another, because I want me another. They are the best tool to have on hand. If I do buy another one, I'm just going to order it from Pathfinders, because they are the best. Good tools. I mean, the one I had last time was a Coleman from Walmart. Fairly decent, but I didn't really like it all that much because the screws come loose on it, giving me problems. I don't know anything about the Pathfinders one, but I'm sure it's good, because everything they've sold me has been decent. Really good stuff. I really, to be honest with you, didn't think that sling bow would be as good of a product as it was. I've enjoyed it, and I want them folks to know I did. I'm still enjoying that sling bow. It's been fun for archery shooting just to play around with. Now, it will take game. I guarantee you I could take game with that and get squirrels, rabbit, and deer. I know I could take a deer, even an elk down with an arrow with that if I'm within 12 to 15 feet of it, no problem, because that's heavy enough to knock it down. Okay, now that I've glued that on, we'll let that part dry. I got to go ahead and rasp this end down, but I want to go ahead and fix that one while this one's drying for a little bit. Let's just say we'll leave this alone for a minute, and I'll cut this one down to match my other arrows. But like I say, these driveway stakes like this, folks, you can make 2 arrows. They're very straight, they travel good, but they are heavier than your fiberglass. I mean, heavier than your carbon. These are fiberglass. Heavier than the carbon. Want to specify that. Now, if you got a good bow, they'll drive them. I mean, they'll push these. But you got to have a pretty heavy-duty bow, 75 pounds, 60 pounds. I would push them pretty hard on these fiberglass rods. If you got something lighter than that, then you're not going to have as much strength to push it. That's all I got to say about that. Not that they won't, but they just won't have as much knockdown power within them. Of course, that's my opinion, but that's still my opinion about it. Okay, now we're going to get busy rasping this off, because I need a knock put on here. This here was a sling bow type setup that I'm rasping down now, but it had the bulb on it, but I don't want that bulb anymore, and it was glued down, so I'm rasping it off. I don't want it there, and I'm going to rasp this down for a reason, because I'm fixing it so that this piece here will fit. This right here, this plastic knot will fit over that when I'm done. And that's why I'm rasping on it now. All that rubber didn't matter no way. it wasn't really big enough a bulk to do me no good. And what I want, by doing it this way, got it off very finely, what I'm going to do by doing it the way I'm doing it, you get it down small enough to fit that plastic sleeve over the top of it. I'll be putting a knock in this, or else in wood. I can cut off a piece out of this one, or out of that other, neither one, and cut you another piece to go on the end, glued together by this outside cylinder here, which is plastic. I call it a cylinder, and it'll slide over that and over the other piece with the glue. Let me get the lid on that so we don't dry our glue out. This glue can also be made used on leather for making shoes and such, and I'm going to, if I get me some leather, I will be doing a series on making moccasins, except that I'm going to put a sole on my moccasins that have a little grip on them to protect your feet a little better than the regular moccasin. Not that they won't be without the same light, easy to get around in, but even these moccasins here that I got from Japan, the rubber soles on them are kind of thin, but they do have a good grip for walking over rocks and such, give you good control. And I figured to use the old ones that I wore out, rubber. I got some Trailblazers in there that had some pretty good rubber on the bottom for walking. And that was better than just these Japanese things down here. So I bought these last month, and the insides has already fell to crap. But of course, I'm a heavy guy. They're going to be not heavy enough to hold up. But I built moccasins back when I was a kid, Indian moccasin boots we're talking about. And I made them out of beaver hide, usually. Beaver hide or deer hide, either one was good. Worked. Or elk hide when I was a kid. The elks are really good. Your beaver and your elk will turn the water better. Your beaver will turn the water better than elk. And they'll last a little longer. But your moccasins won't last as long as regular boots will that they make nowadays. Your army boots are always better, probably so. But they're not as quiet to walk. However, they are going to last longer and hold up longer than your moccasins. That's the reason you don't want to put a lot of money in moccasins. Now I'm going to this time because I live in town, and I'm going to buy some leather this month to fix knife sheaths for my knives, and I will offer knife sheaths when I get some orders for the knives. If they want a knife sheath, that'll be extra, of course. I'll have to charge for making the sheath for them too, as well as the custom knives that I built. Like I said on the knives, though, if you send me the steel and the supplies, the wood and your stuff to do with, I don't mind furnishing glue and a little bit of the stuff if you don't have everything. But I'm just saying, you send me a cardboard copy, cardboard cutout of your knife, and I'll give you the address where to send it to, and I'll make you a knife of your desire, whatever shape you want, or machete the shape you want. I'm making machetes and knives at this time. I will get into making swords, but I haven't got my forge built for that yet. Because when you're heating steel, and especially long pieces of steel, I haven't got any huge steel. This is as long as I've got. It'd be a short sword if I built you one. It'd be like the one I got. You see, this is lumber blades. These, I bought these up cheap for the steel in them. Recycled steel. I like using stuff that we already have in America that is recycled off of lawnmowers, off American-made lawnmowers. Some of them are now Japan, mostly is, to be honest, but I try to use American-made stuff over that foreign stuff.